Hey, welcome back to Steve Reads a Comic. What's up, Steve?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Bobby?
Hello.
So it is August 16th, 2023. This is a spoiler-filled podcast. Anything we touch on, we will probably spoil, no matter how recent or old it is. There is your spoiler warning. First on the docket.
Oh, we got a docket now, huh? Nice.
Sure.
Very
I don't know if that
professional.
applies or not. I think it might just be a legal term. But all right, so I saw the director of The Marvels said something about how this movie is going to be wacky and how that will help with superhero fatigue. And all I could think about immediately was Thor: Love and Thunder and what horrible stinking pile of festering shit that was and still is. Uh, and and then the other movies that kind of the Ant-Man seemed to be going that way. Not wacky necessarily. I think Love and Thunder was definitely the wackiest.
Ragnarok had a bit of wackiness to it.
It was silly a little bit, but it still was serious.
Yeah.
It had a lot more. I don't know. Maybe I'm splitting hairs here, but I think it just had some solidly funny bits mixed in with the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I felt like Love and Thunder was just pure Saturday morning cartoon stupidity, like in the bad way, not the good Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, that one was full on wackiness, but
right. With Thor doing the splits and when he's fighting.
That's right.
It was just like, okay. I mean, this is just dumb at this point.
So which wacky movie is going to be better, Marvels or Love and Thunder?
It's comparing turds at this point. I don't know that there's a reason to do it. This is the first yawn. Mark that down.
Rob yawns at least 17 times. It's like, you can do that out of the way of the microphone.
Anyway, I'm not invested in the Marvels movie anyway. I've spoken about how I don't care about any of those characters, but the trailer just reinforced all that. All the trailer stuff looks even worse than I imagined. And so yeah, it's to me it's a weird tacit to take. It's just, why not just say, I guess they can't. She can't say that if she's gonna be a spokesperson for Marvel, but she can't just come out and say, well, we got to make better movies, because I feel like that's what they need. Just make better movies. Just make them better.
Yeah. So you don't think that'll be anywhat enjoyable?
For me, no. I mean, but I'm sure it'll find its audience. I know. Well, Steve, I know you'll go see it. I don't know if Rob, are you going to go see it?
I don't know. I want to see Blue Beetle. I wouldn't mind.
I want to see that. I don't know if I'll actually go out and see it.
Yeah.
But because nobody wants to see it with me, and like when nobody wants to go, I don't want to go.
Well, I like Captain Marvel, and I like the girl. I like her so much I don't know her name, Monica Rambeau. I like her character, so I mean, I didn't hate the Miss Marvel one either. It's just it's juvenile. She's real juvenile, but I don't know. I could see myself enjoying this.
Yeah.
It all depends on.
I don't hate any of the characters. I don't know enough about Miss Marvel, but again, it's just I'm not the demographic for it. She's a 12-year-old Muslim girl. There's nothing there for me. Like there's nothing there for me.
Yeah.
Any of that.
One of the main things in the show was like what is it, the mass exodus in India and in Britain. What was it called?
I have no idea.
The partition or whatever. It had a lot to do with that, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. Fair warning. So you have an Indian representation, right? They're including it. So, like, all the people that complain about not getting, like, minorities, I don't think Indians are minorities, because they have a very big population. But they should go out and see this movie, right? Because they're represented.
Oh, you're talking about like the people online. No, that's just, so you're confusing SJWs with actual humans. So the voice, these mouthpieces for these so-called movements are just people trying to stir up shit and pretend that they're, on a moral high ground and blah, blah, blah. And I think to your point about minorities, well, a lot of these people aren't minorities, but they're talking about minorities in America specifically, not on the planet, just in America, they're a minority. So,
well, like you were saying, it's not really our demographic. Like I'm not Muslim, so nothing against
Oh,
Muslim.
I hate all religion,
right?
And especially the ones where they,
but I'm not
attack
Muslim, and I'm not a Jew
New
yet.
York City,
and I'm not a teenager. You know what I mean? So it didn't really appeal to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it, and the story was okay.
I'm not a teenager either, but I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, I can relate to other stuff. I can relate to
if it's a good story, it's a good story.
Did you like?
I get that they, okay. So now you have this faction, so like they should support it, right? It should do good in India, right? If it's a good representation of that demographic, right?
Well, he was saying, he was saying basically, like in America, that representation.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to do well in America.
I think. Well, so I mean,
maybe, I don't know.
I think it'll do closer to Ant-Man numbers and not close to Guardians 3 numbers.
It'll still do a lot of money, but
yeah. But I think overall,
I enjoyed the first I liked it. I thought it was decent. I thought it was good.
It was fine, and I like Brie Larson. I liked her a lot better in Scott Pilgrim. But Captain, they just kind of do that thing. They did that thing I knew they would do, which is when they cast somebody, a marginalized character or a marginalized group in a role, they, for whatever reason, feel the need to then just give them the most powers right away and make them powerful. It's very weird to me. It's like, why can't they have that same hero's journey that Spider-Man has? And they're doing it in Blue Beetle. Like Blue Beetle's, this, I'm arguing against myself here, but Hispanic character, but it looks more like Spider-Man 1, where he's trying to figure out this suit. Whereas it seems like most of the time when they give it to like a woman or whoever, they just instantly know how to use all the powers. They're good at all the things, and they have all the best powers. And it's so stupid.
She did have the best powers, but she did learn how to use her powers throughout the movie. So,
well, Miss Marvel,
but she is the most powerful superhero.
Well, not anymore.
Well, yeah, but
thanks to
what's the guy's
what's
name?
her name?
The golden guy.
Daenerys is now the most powerful.
Oh, I forgot all about that. I was thinking the golden boy from Guardians of the Galaxy. What's
Warlock? They almost took him
Warlock.
out.
Yeah.
Who the hell?
But he's supposed to be powerful.
Who's Daenerys? Who the fuck's that?
Khaleesi from Secret Invasion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which was
I don't know. I can't remember her character's name. So
yeah,
call her Daenerys. She was much more impactful in that role than in the Secret Invasion.
Well, Miss Marvel had a good hero's journey. She it's a good origin story. It took her a while to figure out her powers and everything. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, what'd you think of that show?
It was okay.
Okay.
I mean, I watched it. I wanted to see where the story was going, and it was just her powers are kind of goofy, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand what it is she's doing still, and I watched it.
Did you? I like the interaction with her family and stuff.
Yeah. That was the best part.
What are her powers in the cinematic
I don't know.
universe?
It's like light stuff. I don't know.
It's like Green Lantern shit.
Yeah. That's pretty much. Yeah.
Do you know what her powers are in the comics?
I never read it. I never read.
So in the comics, she's kind of like Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. She could stretch her body and grow and make like giant fists and stuff like that. It's completely
she did
different
that, but
power
it's like
set.
with a light form or something.
Yeah, no, she actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if they decided that was too goofy or what, but
I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely wasn't just her appendages because she was like making discs that she could walk on and stuff.
Yeah.
So she can make constructs like Green Lantern.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Green Lantern,
but she doesn't need a ring.
Exactly.
Right.
I nailed it.
All right. Good.
But I mean, that show wasn't. It was definitely meant for younger kids, but it wasn't
better
horrible.
than Secret Invasion.
It was way better. It was way better than Secret Invasion.
Made it look like A+.
And I did like Captain Marvel, and so that's why I'm kind of excited. And I love WandaVision, so I'm excited to see all these characters together, but I'm kind of with Sean. The trailer wasn't that appealing. It's like, okay, hopefully you didn't give us anything that was good in the trailer.
I don't know that there is anything good. That's what scares me.
And then after Secret Invasion, I don't even care what Samuel L. Jackson's doing. I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. I'm done with Nick Fury.
He was such a badass
back
before.
In space.
Right. They totally chopped his nuts off in this last one.
Yeah, I don't like anything except for horror movies, but I don't like anything that has a strong religious lean to it because I hate religion. It truly is the opiate of the masses. It's one of the main problems we have here. It's one of the main problems they have in other countries where they use they pull stuff from their religious texts to basically abuse women and stuff like. I don't like any of it. I just don't. And again, 9/11. Still upset about that. But, and again, I know those are extremists, but I just don't like anything that pushes any religious agenda. It just rubs me wrong due to my own background. That's my own personal thing. I think, religion is evil. It's just a control measure. It's hiding behind, being this thing that helps people when really they just want your money and want to control things. And I don't fucking like it. And like I said, and Islam is one of the worst ones, man. They do some of the worst shit over there, and I don't like any of it. I don't like it all. This is the good sides. There's no good side to religion. Just be a good person. Try that. Try not pretending there's some man in the sky or whatever, and just try living your life as a decent person. Give that a shot. You don't need to invoke some holy scriptures. Just be a decent fucking person. It's not that hard.
Like Nike said, just do it.
Right.
You talking about morality?
Right. Just be a decent, more, again, golden rule. Do unto others, just do unto others as you'd have done unto you. That's it. It's not that fucking hard.
That's scripture.
I know. No, I know it is. It is. And you're right. But I'm saying if you're going to pull anything, just pull that. You don't need to pull all, I posted something the other day about Passover and how, if you remember the story of Passover, like what, and it's funny because Passover is celebrated by the Jewish people, but Passover was God saying, hey, put the blood of the lamb on your door. I'm going to kill your firstborn. And then he did. He proceeded to murder everybody's baby that didn't have the blood of a lamb on their fucking door jam. And we're just like, oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. It's a lesson about punishment. So God is not pro-life then? There's so many lessons in the Bible where God is like, yeah, I'm not pro-life at all. I will wipe out, like, what's that? I'm going to make a flood.
That one guy was like, all I had was a goat. You son of a bitch.
Now, what's funny that you say that is there's actually, I think, I don't know what Jewish organization, but they're actually suing for rights to abortion. And that's how they're going to say it's against religion. So we're going to see how this plays out eventually.
Interesting.
It's going to make its way to the Supreme Court because abortion is okay in their religion. It's, it's all about the mother, And
that's that's just how it should be. That's humane.
They're going to sue for religious, as a breach of, you're interfering with my religion because I can't get an abortion. So we'll see how this plays out because the Supreme Court is, so religious.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting.
That's just testament to what I was saying, though, that
that's
religion is a fucking control measure. It doesn't do hardly any good.
It
controls people.
It makes people feel better when they're going to die, apparently.
Yeah, which I don't understand either. Like, I don't know. Dude, I almost blew myself up a couple years ago fucking with the water heater. It's like, fuck. And I had one of those
nice
like
segue.
And I had my life flashed before my eyes, and at that time I was still working at the chemical plant. I was genuinely like, I'd be okay if I died now. It'd be fine. I was like it was a moment. It was like a true moment of
clarity.
I don't know, I guess clarity, self-awareness, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. But I genuinely was like, oh my God, I almost died. And then I was like, and I wasn't scared of dying. I was more scared of dying in a giant fireball.
I need details. I'm trying to figure how a water heater almost destroyed your life?
Because I was trying to. Up? Well, I was trying to clean it, and I.
Like where? Why are you cleaning?
Like underneath it, the filter.
Where the burners are.
Yeah, where the flames there, but underneath it gets a lot of dust under there, and I was trying to scrub it out.
Yeah,
and I guess I don't know what I did, but I fucking big ass fireball.
You didn't turn it off first.
Well, no, that's because. Well, yeah, you're right, because I was trying to start it.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, I'm right. You know, you could cut the gas valve off before you.
No, I was doing that, but I was also like, it was one of those. It was at a point. I'm not saying I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm an idiot when it comes to this stuff. I was just doing it, and I was starting it, and it kept going out. So I was like, that's why I was trying to clean it.
Oh, you were lighting the pilot. It was probably your pilot.
Yeah, and I got like too much oxygen or something in there. I fucked up, and it didn't go well. And I burned up I got a bunch of hair burned off my arm, and like I was just wearing a robe, and my robe was all got singed. Yeah.
Glad we can laugh about his near-death experience.
I just picture Sean be like, "Please kill me." That's like he's like,
it wasn't that level.
I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
It wasn't that if I was still doing the pest control job, it probably would have been. I'd be like, "Oh man," but this time it was just more like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with dying in this moment. It's fine.
If he was working pest control, he was thinking to himself, stop, drop, and roll. Nah.
Right. Like I'm just gonna I was thinking here. How do I replicate what I just did? Except I'm gonna put my fucking head right in it. No, that's not how I want. I don't want to die in a fireball. Even if I did want to die, that's not how I want to go.
That's what I think you would be thinking is, man, this is how I go.
No, it was
like
more
all the heart attack.
I'm so incompetent when it comes to home repairs. I was thinking more like, this would happen because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This makes perfect sense, actually. This is not my forte.
Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah, I mean, the older I get and I see how everything is just controlled by money, it's all about money, money, money. Of course, they, like back in the day, they probably just created hell. They're like, we got to make them scared of something so they stop killing themselves. If they kill themselves, they can't get money. We can't get money from them.
It's the invention of lying when everybody's like, oh, I'll just kill myself. Like he's like, no. Don't just because I just want to go to heaven. I think I'm just going to kill myself. Well, no. It's if you kill yourself, you go to the bad place. It's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh fuck, I could just go live in a perfect world if I just blow my brains out. I'm going to do that. No. Wait. Hang on. I just new incoming information just came over the wire. You actually go to hell or purgatory or some other place we just made up. If you do
purgatory is the worst.
That's the Catholic thing.
Well, that's how you get money. Got to pay.
Right. Well, that's what
pay your way out of purgatory.
And you
they still believe in that, Steve? You're Catholic.
Yes, of course they believe in purgatory.
Do you still have to pay to get them out?
Kristen pays to go to church. She sends money.
Well, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I don't know about pay to get people out of what, purgatory?
Yeah, I thought
that's a thing. Like you can pay money to get. Oh wow, that's definitely about.
Is that really?
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. You're Catholic.
That's hilarious.
I've never heard of that, but that sounds feasible. I believe it.
I don't know if they still practice it. I thought that was one of the. I have to Google that.
Yeah, make sure. But yeah, that's all religion is. It's a way to get your money and then control you.
Great. You want to get them out? 10 mil. How do I have proof he's out? It's called faith.
It's the same. It's the same church that perpetuated demon possession. Demon possession is a real thing, which it wasn't. It was various neurological illnesses and whatnot. Typically, that was causing people to behave certain ways, and instead they're pushing this whole agenda of we're going to do an exorcism on you.
Yes, I had one performed on me. Have we talked about this on the podcast? Have we talked about?
I think you've mentioned it in passing.
Okay,
I don't remember.
I got to read this. Pope Benedict has announced that his faithful can once again pay the Catholic Church to ease their way through purgatory and into the gates of heaven.
Wow.
Wow. Benedict. He's gone. I don't know if they still do it, but.
Man, anyway. They're not even trying to hide that. They're just like, hey, we need money. But
I'm
yeah.
not surprised. Not surprised. Gotta make that money. Hey, I finished. I watched The Godfather the other day. I finally finished it.
The first one?
Yeah, and I
Man, it's
started the
good.
second one.
So good.
I don't think I've ever seen the second one, so I
Oh
started
my
the second
god,
one.
Second one's
second
good
one's
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have my same gripe with the first one. It's over long. The middle section needs to be cut down by quite a bit. And there's also a scene that I almost shut it off. It's when Sonny gets the call, like right before he gets killed, and he gets this urgent phone call, telling him he needs to go.
He's a hothead.
But in the background, there's just a baby just screaming. I'm like, this is unnecessary. This is unnecessary atmosphere. I'm about to turn this shit off. You do not need to have a baby screaming for the entirety of this scene.
They were going for realism.
I understand, but I didn't need it. That's not the realism I needed. It should have been like, shut that baby up, and then the baby's just like shuts up. Like, is it realistic? No, but shut the fucking baby up. I don't need that in my movies. And it was multiple. There were multiple scenes where there's just a baby screaming. I'm just like, what? Why? Stop it. Stop with the baby screaming.
Now that's all I'm going to be able to see next time I watch or hear.
All I can say is Apollonia. Wow.
Apollonia.
Apollonia. Yeah.
Smoking Italian woman.
Rob step away from The Godfather. Hot naked chick.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was naked. I just remember when I first watched it, I was like, my God, that is a beautiful woman.
What year did that come out?
72.
Oh wow, was that early, huh?
Year I was born.
So yeah, I finished watching that. Enjoyed that overall.
It was good.
Yeah, the second one, yeah, you got the drama with Fredo, man. You're gonna enjoy this one.
I did notice. I didn't get too far into it, but I noticed that. This you'll only care if you've watched The Sopranos, but the guy who plays Junior Soprano is in it, obviously at a much younger age. And I was like, is that fucking Junior Soprano? So of course I had to look it up, and yes, it was. It was Junior Soprano. It's cool to see because I love the character of Junior Soprano on The Sopranos. He cracks me the fuck up, and he plays him so realistically that you almost believe he has dementia. Like you have to remind yourself, wait, no, he couldn't play this role if he had dementia. But he's so good at it.
I've watched The Sopranos. I don't remember any of it. I'll have to go back and revisit that.
Oh, it's so good. That's when TV got good, man.
Yeah, I think I started watching it when it came out. Like,
okay,
I don't remember anything.
Yeah, other than all the stupid dream sequences on that show, I think it's one of the best shows. But there's a lot of dream sequence stupidity.
Yeah,
nice,
right into the mic there.
Nice Sean, Rob.
I'm just share. I'm a listener too. I'm just.
Are you? Do you listen to this?
I'm giving you an idea of what you.
Nobody wants that.
Trying to keep listeners, not get rid of them.
All right. So what next?
I didn't watch shit. Did you guys? See anything? Oh, I watched. Rob, I watched Foundation. You talking about it last week, and I was intrigued, and I really enjoy that show.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Wait till you get. It's hard to follow, man. It's like crazy sci-fi, bro.
So far, it hasn't been too bad.
I like the doctor. I like that actor. I forget
Dr.
his name.
His name's Jared Harris.
Is that his name? Yeah, he played in the first Sherlock Holmes movie.
Yeah, Moriarty.
Yeah, I like him, man. He's good.
Yeah, I like that dude too. But dude, it's pretty interesting, Sean. I think you would like it.
No, he wouldn't.
You don't think so?
No, he don't like that shit.
Why? It's got good themes
Apple
and
TV.
It's the writing solid.
There's
some parts where I could see Sean getting bored, but overall, I think it's good. It's about a galactic empire that rules just like Star Wars, and there's this genetic dynasty. It's like 3 clones at different ages that rule the galactic empire, and then there's this mathematician played by Jared Harris. He comes up with this theorem that predicts that the galactic empire will fall, and there'll be a dark age period of like 30,000 years or something. And he's like, it's going to happen no matter what. But like, if I can build this foundation,
we can shorten the
we
time.
can shorten the time of the dark period or whatever. And the clones are all, they're all power hungry and very narcissistic, and they don't believe it's going to happen or whatever. But at the same time, they can't. He's proven it. This theorem is pretty much proven to happen. He can predict what can happen with like the masses, but he can't predict like individuals, like outliers, kind of like Neo in the Matrix and stuff. So I mean, it's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of great sci-fi in it, and I think you like it, man. It's
I
it's
don't think
pretty
I like it.
it's pretty intense. And one of the middle age clones is played by Lee Pace.
Man, he's
From
good. He's good in this.
yeah,
Ronan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ronan from Guardians. Yeah.
I know him as the pie guy
What's the pie guy?
from what was that show with the pie and Kristen Chenoweth and
It's a show about pies. American
Pee-wee
Pie.
no, Pee Wee was in it. What the hell was that called? Pushing Daisies.
Oh,
If you've never seen the 2 seasons of Pushing Daisies, I highly recommend you watch it. Quality TV.
is that all there is? 2 seasons?
Yeah, nobody understood it.
Oh, it got canceled. Oh, it got canceled.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Did it end?
Yeah,
was it fulfilling?
They tried to wrap it up because they knew it was coming to an end.
I saw Oppenheimer finally.
Oh, you saw Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
What'd you think? You went with Logan, right?
Yeah, Logan wanted to watch it. He loves it. He's a big history buff. So
yeah,
it was his version of the Avengers, basically. He's, it's Niels Bohr, and I'm like, yeah, I read about him. Very smart people. Glad they exist. I thought it was good, to give a Rob review. It was just
it's good.
The music. The music really carried the movie. The music was basically it wasn't Hans Zimmer, Christopher Nolan usually goes to. I think it was actually, I forget the guy's name. Same guy that scored the first Venom movie though. But it was very reminiscent of that. The dun, 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 dun. And like, so they'd be playing that music, that real intense dun, 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 and they're just like, hey, do you want to work on this project? And it's like, I don't know. He's like, you should work on this project. And he's like, all right, I'll work on the project. And it's like, so that, yeah, like the score was really carrying the tense moments and the level of histrionics for around some of these scenes was just so elevated that I was just like, okay, it's one of those things where the director is literally manipulating you, but like what's actually happening on screen, like verbally, really isn't that exciting. But the whole thing, like some of the scenes were so short and stitched together. It reminded me of watching a trailer at some point, like a 3-hour trailer where it's just like they'd have like these brief interactions and then they're on to the next scene, and it's the next day or 5 years later or whatever the fuck. And, and it's like a lot of shortcut scenes, and it's good. It's not great. And it's ultimately, they're trying to push all this drama.
Are you saying the movie was only good because of the score?
No, I'm saying I think that's why people are walking out of it saying it's great. I think they were manipulated by this music that's telling them everything that's happening is very, very dramatic. But I'm actually listening to the dialogue and I'm like, there's not really much going on here.
Could you hear the dialogue? Could you hear the dialogue?
Yeah. The dialogue was fine.
All right.
I didn't have any. I mean, I think there was like a couple scenes towards the end where it got a little bit mushy, but it wasn't anything that really stood out. But then,
Did you have to pee? That's my other question. Okay.
No, but they're pushing all this drama, and basically, it looks like Oppenheimer is on trial, but it's like just in this little small room. So it's not a courtroom. And then it turns out they didn't want an actual trial. It's more like an inquisition or something. They had a name for it. And basically Robert Downey Jr.'s character is trying to take him down because Oppenheimer embarrassed him at one point. And it's kind of like basically the same reason Trump ran for president, because Barack Obama made fun of him at that one correspondence dinner. And basically Robert Downey Jr. So basically Robert Downey Jr. RDJ is running. He's about to be confirmed as a cabinet member, and so he's being I guess it's not a court, but in the confirmation process with all the senators and whatever, they're asking him about his relationship with Oppenheimer. So the movie's all about how Oppenheimer was very liberal. He had a lot of communist beliefs. He was never part of the Communist Party over here, but back then with McCarthyism, it was a big deal if you allied yourself in any way with socialism or communism, and so there was a lot of that. But basically, all the drama is just they're having this big trial, and you're just like, what's going on? What's going to happen to him? You know what's going to happen to him? He's going to lose his security clearance. That's it. That's what this whole, like, they're acting like it's like this huge event, like he's going to go to prison, or you know what I mean? And instead they're just like, we revoke your security clearance, and you're just like that's why you're like dun 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 dun. And then the other side of that coin is the confirmation process for Robert Downey Jr.'s character, and and I'm like, I don't care about that either. I don't care about somebody being a part of the president's cabinet. So your mileage may vary. I am very much in the minority. Logan loved it, but I was just like,
you just talked for fucking 10 minutes on that. And you didn't mention the bomb at all.
Oh yeah, the bomb's not much of it. I mean, they building up to it, and then they don't even. They just show them test it, the Trinity test. You see that.
Oh.
That's one scene, and then they talk about using it in Japan, and where they can bomb in Japan. But that's it. It's not about the bomb. It's about Oppenheimer. It's a biopic about Robert Oppenheimer.
Oh.
And I don't care, is what it comes down to. I don't care about the life of Robert Oppenheimer. So again, and Logan thinks I'm fucking nuts because I'm just like, I just prefer fantasy, and I don't care.
Where is Spider-Man?
Right? Like, why is it Oppenheimer? Why isn't he 50 feet tall fighting Godzilla with bombs? Like, where's that scene? Like, no, I'm not a history buff. I never have been.
Oppenheimer created Godzilla.
Right. So that's what I wanted to see. Is like, now he has to fight his creation. But it's not bad, but it just, the drama felt false. It felt the dialogue was well written and it moved. I really like Matt Damon's character, but ultimately I'm just like, I didn't feel enhanced by the whole thing.
How was Cillian Murphy? He's supposedly was fantastic in this.
He's great. He does a great job playing a straight-faced genius, basically.
Were you confused at any point in the movie? Because that's usually what happens during a Christopher Nolan movie, especially that last one.
No, the only one that was confusing was Tenet, but that I didn't really find. I don't find his movies confusing really, except like Tenet was the only one really. Even Inception, I got that.
Did you see the space one?
No, I've never seen that one.
Oh, you never saw Interstellar?
No.
Man, that is really good.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's good.
That is what I hear.
I remember watching and I was like, it's all right. But I'd like to watch it again.
Watch it again. It's really good.
I think there was a bunch of stuff that I should have been contemplating that it just went over my head, or I wasn't expecting to think that hard on a movie. I don't know.
It makes sense.
But I remember it's all right. It was
the acting is fantastic in that.
I like Contact better. I know Sean hates Contact.
I like Contact too.
I fucking love Contact.
I do too, Steve.
Seems like an awful waste of space.
Yeah, I was not into Contact. I was very disappointed.
I saw Barbie.
Oh, did you?
Rob, tell us about Barbie, dude.
You haven't seen it.
I don't give a shit. I haven't seen Oppenheimer. He just spoiled the fuck out of Oppenheimer. I mean, I don't really care.
A lot of Ken. It could have been called Ken.
Are you Knuff?
Yeah. Alan was hilarious.
Alan's my dude. I love Alan.
Sugar Daddy Barbie had no idea.
That Barbie with the inflatable tits, that's a real Barbie that came. I learned about that before I watched the movie. I was like, oh my God.
The one with the screen in her back.
Whoa, back it up. There was a Barbie they had for sale with inflatable tits, like the pump it up Reeboks.
No, they got big, yeah.
So what happened was, despite what the movie tells you, the Mattel the women's or the girls' toys division was mostly run by women, but there was a point where it was there, like a lot of the women left at one point, and the dudes took over the development, and they thought, oh, we'll do like I forget what they called it, like teenage developing Barbie, and there's like crank her arm and her boobs come in. And like that's a real thing that they made and sold. That's what happened when men took over the Barbie line.
We got this great idea. Hear me out. Big tits naked Barbie. How about that?
You're gonna have nipples and a vulva.
Like, dude, there's a pregnant Barbie, Midge. Hilarious.
Yeah.
So all these Barbies were played by people. Okay,
I highly recommend you watch the Toys That Made Us, the Barbie episode, before you go see or now, Rob, watch it after. It doesn't matter really.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go see Barbie, watch that just to learn the history of Barbie, how she came about. She was based on this very lascivious comic character from, like, I don't know, some Scandinavian country or something, that her creator came across. Basically, she was like a hooker in this comic strip, and that's what the original Barbie was based on. That her design anyway, not her personality or her.
It was very entertaining, Steve. It was good.
Okay, well, is it as thought provoking as everybody seems to think it is? Like, is it mind blowing?
You already know. I mean, that you should know. Well, I guess for like some people, it would blow your mind, I guess.
So what's the revelation that everybody seems to be coming to in this?
I think mousy women are like, oh yeah, maybe I should stick up for myself. Basically, is what it is. But I don't really know a lot of mousy chicks, so that message didn't really affect Maggie at all.
Yeah, we're all kind of married to very powerful women, so I mean that doesn't apply to us.
So wait, you're saying the big message was women can stand up for themselves? That's what it was?
They can do what they want, and they, no matter what people think, and I don't know. My takeaway is that Ken is, I'm Knuff. That's what I learned from them. I am Knuff. And I live in a Mojo Dojo Casa house. That's what I have going on.
Dude, Ryan Gosling was really good in this. I was surprised. I did not expect it.
Oh, dude, he's great. And The Nice Guys is one of my favorite movies, and he's in that.
I like him in that.
He's good. He's good in Blade Runner.
But I mean, I did not expect this type of acting for a Barbie movie. You know what I mean? I was like, that was really good.
Dude, I just love when he's talking about the patriarchy. He's like, truthfully, I lost interest when I found out there weren't horses involved.
The horses, yeah.
You got to see it, Steve. It's a really fun flick.
I'm going to see it.
Get your rollerblades. Get your rollerblades, guys.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
You said you got to go see it, Steve.
No, but I was going to say something about.
I don't know how this offended anybody, though.
This is what I was going to say. Somebody called it Black Panther for white women, and I just lost it. And that's kind of how, like, white women are coming out of it kind of the same way people felt after Black Panther. And that cracked me up that's the takeaway. And then you go see it and you're just like, what? It's not. Okay, I guess you're not getting that message anywhere else.
That's because you're a white privileged man.
But my wife went with me and she was not inspired anymore. She enjoyed the movie a lot, but it not necessarily because of its messaging. It was a funny movie with great set design, production design, and it was a great comedy. It was really funny.
Dude, they made a movie about a doll. I mean,
they took a toy that basically, those shitty straight to DVD movies aside, they took a property that had no narrative other than the imaginations of the little girls playing with it, and they made a fun movie out of it. Like I said, I did feel bad for Margot Robbie. She spends, like I said, she's like emotional breakdown Barbie. She spends most of the movie crying, and I was just like, damn, that's weird. Ken really does steal the show, and Alan stole the show more so for me. I fucking love Michael Cera as Alan. They cut to him, and he's just making Michael Cera face, and I'm like, that's how I feel most of the time. And I fucking loved it, dude. Like, you got to check it out.
And Shang-Chi's in it. He's really good too. He plays a Ken.
Go check it out, man. When are you going to go see it? What's holding you back?
Probably, I don't know, this weekend. I don't know. It all depends. I got so much shit going on right now. Kids are back in school. I got all these extracurricular activities. It's fucking. I had to get an app. My wife and I have an app where we have like appointments and calendars, so I don't forget shit.
It's fucking time for Barbie.
Oh, I did. We are still watching the MCU, one movie a week. We finished Iron Man 2 last Saturday, and then the next day I come downstairs and Dom's watching the end of Endgame on YouTube. I'm like, Dom, what are you doing, dude? He's like, I go over there. I pull his tablet down because I'm looking over there. I'm like, man, that sounds familiar. And I'm like, and then it hit me. I'm like, oh my God, he's watching the Endgame. I pull the tablet down just in time to see Tony start dying. I'm like,
oh,
I was like, Dom. I was like, what are you doing, dude? I was like, we're watching these movies. You're ruining everything. He don't care, you know? So,
I just love that this is what happens when you leave kids unattended on YouTube. Next thing you know, right, they're spoiling Endgame.
Right. I can't. I got nobody to blame but myself. I should have put parental lock on it and everything.
No, watching the end of Endgame,
and it's not even that, dude. It's worse because it's Endgame, but it's got like Imagine Dragons song playing over it. So it's not even. God. It's just like. That's what they do. That's what these clips are, dude. It's like dun 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 dun.
Oh my God!
And then
I hope you grounded him for life after that,
dude. I can't, man. He's my boy. My boy.
Yeah, it's called discipline. Look it up.
No, I disciplined them. I just didn't. I didn't know it was Endgame. I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah, you should take his tablet away for at least a month.
Yeah,
like that's the solution.
It's not his fault. Wow, it's my fault. I should have taken it away.
That is unacceptable.
Where'd Rob go? He just left.
He went to go do one of two things: get more Diet Coke, or more coffee, or three things: get more cigarettes. Those are the things he does.
He went to Circle K. He's like, I got to make a run. Yeah, so that bummed me out a little bit. Hopefully, by the time we get there, will have forgot what he watched, or hopefully, Imagine Dragons drowned it out enough to where that he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, Imagine Dragons.
That was heartbreaking. So we got Thor this week.
What's my Shredder figure?
You got a Shredder figure?
Yeah.
Check out this, what I just got in the mail here. This Moon Knight enormous 25th issue. It's like
nice.
It's pretty thick.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah, so we got Thor this week. Hopefully the kids will enjoy that. I don't know. They still, so far, the Hulk is still number one. So. I just can't. I'm like, I can't wait till we get to Captain America. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's when it starts getting good. Then Avengers, boo, and then Iron Man 3 was pretty sweet.
Dom's gonna love Captain Hulk. Or wait, what? No, Captain Hulk. That's not a thing. Dom's gonna love the Incredible Hulk. For this, he's at the perfect age for Incredible Hulk love. That's just I remember loving that character. I had like a 12-inch Mego Hulk figure for a while as a little kid.
Yeah, I can't wait till he sees Avengers, dude. Like when he watches Avengers, if he hasn't spoiled it already by watching one of the YouTube videos.
He watched it. It had Mumford and Sons playing over it, but he did watch it.
Tony Stark's dead and Taylor Swift's playing.
Yeah.
He's like it was the scene with his burnt face and everything, and I'm like, dude,
wow,
come on. He just saw Iron Man 2. Now he already knows the end of that guy's arc. That was it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It's a lot of movies to get through. Back in my day, we just had trilogies.
And I'm like, it's going to take like a year, you know? And I'm like, we got to start watching like 2 a weekend. Kids are like, Dad, that's not fair. You only promised 1. I was like, yeah, you're right. I know.
But yeah, you do got to go see Barbie. I mean, it's not like it's leaving theaters anytime soon. I think it's been number one for over a month.
Yeah, I mean,
possibly 2 months.
Everybody's loving this.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers' highest grossing picture domestically now, so that makes me. Hopefully, it passes Aquaman. I mean, granted, Aquaman will still be the highest grossing DC movie, but at least I won't have to hear about it as much.
Like, does it warrant this kind of recognition? Like, was it that good?
No, but I'm going to say no, but I don't have the nostalgia attachment. So I think this is, aside from the spot on, this is Black Panther for women. I think more appropriately, just in a more general sense, it's the Avengers for women, or you know what I mean? It's the Ninja Turtles, or it goes back to when they were young. Like, women are getting their nostalgia hit now, their nostalgia fix that we've been getting. Comic book guys have been getting for years anyway.
But they they made a movie for everybody.
Yeah, it's just a good movie.
Tack on like what Sean said, so that's why it's doing so well, because it's an original, entertaining movie. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's kind of like Avatar. It's not that great of a movie, but you know,
it's better. It's a lot better than Avatar.
Yeah,
I will say it's a lot more entertaining than Avatar.
True. But I'm saying, you know.
But yeah, it is getting a little overhyped. But that, again, so did Black Panther. So it's good. It's better. I think it's better than Black Panther. It's funny. I enjoyed pretty much the whole movie. You know,
But I also understand why it's getting hyped, and I also understood why Black Panther was getting hyped too. So
yeah,
maybe I'll do the Barbenheimer this weekend.
Barbenheimer.
I think it's still playing in IMAX here. So
trying to find. Oh yeah, I think they did extend its IMAX stay.
That's good. I hope it does good. I love Chris Nolan.
Do you need to see Oppenheimer on an IMAX screen?
No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a bunch of conversations. It's a bunch of fucking conversations.
That is a good point, because I thought it was more about the bomb, but after
if you're gonna go see Barbie said, on IMAX,
what is IMAX worthy besides that testing of the bomb? What else is there?
No, that's it. That's
really it. Really, there's nothing else.
That is 100% of the. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how long was this scene when they tested the nuke?
I don't know, like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, 5 minutes. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of like lead up to it. You know, a lot of build up, a lot of dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I just remembered how much I pay for an IMAX ticket. I don't know if that's worth it.
Dude, now. This is not an IMAX worthy movie by any stretch of the imagination. It is conversations, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. It is, and that was honestly my fear. And I said, so Logan went and saw it like opening week, and I said, I feel like this is going to be a movie where it's just a bunch of people talking for the most part. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I was like, okay, I don't. He's like, so I don't need to see it in IMAX. He's like, no, you don't need to see it in IMAX. Okay, good. We saw it in a relatively small theater. There's no reason to see this movie in IMAX. It's very strange that of all the movies out there, that this is the one. They're like, you got to see this in IMAX. There's the explosion scene. But that's not worth an entire IMAX movie.
Didn't they test more than one bomb? Didn't they test more than one?
Not in the movie.
No, I'm saying in real life.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I have no idea. I'm not a history buff.
Me neither.
But it's still worth checking out. Again, it's much like Barbie. I think it is overhyped, but it's still. It's where I think Rob would really like it. I think both you guys would like it more than me.
I'll probably like it. I just don't. I don't care that much.
It was about an hour too long. It was 3 hours long.
I love courtroom scenes. You know, I love courtroom stuff. So I might.
Okay, but technically they're not courtroom scenes, but they do play out like courtroom scenes.
Out of order. I'll show you out of order.
I like history stuff, but I just don't care to see it on the big screen.
Yeah,
and I don't want to sit for 3 hours. That's the real thing.
It's perfectly understandable, and
I'm old, dude. I can't make it through this podcast without having to pee. For God's sake!
Is that where you went earlier? You had to go pee.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Sinister. Let's do this.
Oh yes! All right, 2012. Sinister comes out. Directed by Scott Derrickson, written by Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill. the same team who worked on the first Doctor Strange movie. They did work on the second one, but then Scott Derrickson stepped down, and they brought in Sam Raimi at some point. But so
when you're done setting it up, I want the first thing to be me.
Okay, hang on. I got disconnected for a second. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully it's still recording me. All right, so this is a horror movie starring Ethan Hawke. I want to say Ethan Hunt sometimes, but that's a fictional character. Ethan Hawke and a bunch of other people, although Vincent D'Onofrio does show up kind of surprisingly.
That's who that was. Fuck, I was going to ask you guys. I was like, who was the cult guy? Fuck, thank you.
Dude, he's got it.
I know. I didn't want to look it up. I was like, I'll figure this out. I know who that is. I never figured it out.
Vincent D'Onofrio. And so Rob told us last week how much he loves horror movies. He loves feeling like he's going to shit himself and that he's on the verge of a heart attack. So tell us your thoughts.
Okay, so...
Wait, hang on. One more question before you start. Hang on. Did you watch the entire movie?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I didn't close my eyes. Okay. I didn't go like this.
Where did you watch it?
In bed. On my iPad, though, because my wife would not... there's no way I could have put that on the TV. So,
come on. You could have watched it with Aiden.
Out. No, he didn't want to watch it. So so I plugged in, you know how you got the lightning jack, and I was looking for a pair of headphones because my wife there's no way she would allow me to listen to it. So I got headphones, and I don't know why I didn't go get these, but so I got the ones with the ear, and it's got the lightning plug, right? So I plugged it in, and I was like, man, I got an old, my iPad has a regular, like for an old jack, whatever the little jack is. Yeah. But all I had was these, the lightning plug headphones, for the newer iPhones. And I was like, I don't know if this will work. Are they the same configuration? So I plugged it in. I start the movie, and all I hear is this crack, 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 crack. And I was like, shit, man, I guess they don't work. So I'm telling Molly, I was like, I don't think the lightning headphones work. I don't think they're compatible.
Rob has no idea about ominous music.
It was crackling. It crackles. It sounded like when you plug in headphones that don't sound right.
That's what happens when the film opens with a Super 8 film.
It doesn't sound like crack, 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 crack. So I find another pair of headphones with a regular jack. I plug it in, and crackle, crackle, crackle. I'm like, God damn it. I told Molly, it must be the movie. So off to a great start.
What gave it away? The grainy film?
F you, man. I don't know. I've never seen this movie before.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I love that to diminish the impact, Rob's like, I'm going to get the tiniest screen I have.
Whoa. You cannot crap out on Rob because I have to admit, I watched it on my phone.
Oh my, what is wrong with you people? You are not getting the impact. We're going to watch this again. Are you fucking kidding me? That means the jump scares didn't land.
No, they landed. Everything landed fine. I had both AirPods in my ear.
Oh, I had plenty of jump scares.
It was good. It was very good sound.
Flashing that boogeyman face up the goddamn attic stairs, motherfucker.
I thought about not telling you and just lying, but I'm not gonna do it. I have to admit, it was Monday night, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time the next day. And I was in bed, and I was just like, I don't want to go upstairs, so I just played it on my phone.
I don't know.
I watched it pitch black with the screen this close to my goddamn face. I don't want to hear nothing.
I don't know if my face can register the amount of disappointment I feel.
That's
you robbed yourselves of these experiences with the smallest screens you could find.
It's also like my daughter's been sleeping with me in my bed for like the last 3 weeks. She sleeps with me because I think she can stay up. She can stay up longer because I'll let her go on her iPad longer than mommy will. So I think subconsciously.
Where is Kristen sleeping?
she's in the spare bedroom with Dominic. So
why?
It's just that's what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So I think another reason was I was like, subconsciously, I was like, if I go up there by myself, I might be too terrified. So I just stayed out. I was like, my daughter's here. Everything will be cool. I won't like. I remember when I watched Blair Witch Project, I was so scared I had to grab a cat afterwards, and I was like holding the cat. Something was near me, so I was like, okay, my daughter's in bed. If I'm too scared, it'll be all right. Come to find out, the whole movie is based on a fucking girl about the age of my daughter that kills her whole family. And not only does she kill her family, but she's an artist, just like my daughter. She wants to be an artist. She does paintings, all kinds of shit. It was the exact premise of this movie, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
all right. So
I was like, I'm about to kick my daughter. I was about to push her off the edge of the bed.
Boogeyman.
all right. So at what point? So the first time I watched this, 10 years ago or whatever, I didn't see it at the theater, but I saw it shortly after it hit home video. At no point until like the reveal did I realize that it was the kids doing the killing. I don't know why. I feel like I should have figured that out sooner on second watch.
Yeah, I didn't figure.
I'm with you. There's so many things in this movie. I was like, I can't believe I didn't see that coming.
I thought it was a boogeyman. I thought it was.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
But I mean, he's involved in it, and they kind of give that backstory. But I don't know why I didn't put it together that it was the kids.
The one that hit me, why I was so mad at myself for not figuring out, is when she was sitting there and the girl ghost is drawing on the wall, and that girl is just okay with it. Like she's fine. At her. Yeah, she's just like, oh, nothing's scary here, even though that ghost girl looks terrifying. And the whole thing is, we know one of the kids is missing the whole movie.
Right.
Like
every time.
And every murder, there's one of the kids goes missing. And I'm like, how did I not put together that it was the girl,
right?
That was going to be. She was perfectly fine with, like, the other ghost was like grooming her to become the next ghost, and I didn't see it, dude. I did not catch it at all.
Not only that, but the boogeyman was in the background all the time, like in the film. He was always where you could see him. He wasn't doing any of the acts. You know what I mean? Which is, now that I think about it, it's obvious. But
that plus
I'm getting the shit scared out of me. It's not so obvious.
Well, they also set up the other kid, the boy, and he has night terrors.
Yeah, that blocks. Good God, man,
that are completely terrifying. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! I wanted to lean towards that kid the whole time. I'm like, I don't know, but I didn't see any of the kids.
And let me tell you my experience the first time I saw it. So Mason used to get night terrors.
Oh,
and he, the way they manifested, he wouldn't like leave his room like this kid, but it would just be in the middle of the night and you would hear the most intense screaming you've ever heard from your child. So of course, Maggie and I would go running into his room, and you cannot rouse a kid out of a night terror. Like you can't wake him up. Like you're trying and he won't. I remember just like holding him and rocking him and telling him it's okay. And he's just locked in it. You just have to console him. Yeah. And they like don't come out of it and eventually they just kind of go back into a regular sleep state. But like, he's like talking, mumbling, screaming, making these terrified sounds. It was so fucked up and terrifying. And then I watched this movie and I was just like, my first thought is like, my kid's gonna kill me, man.
You are a much better father than me, because during this movie, when I was watching it, I was like, I don't care if that's my son. He's got to go live in another house. I'm like, I'm putting that kid up for adoption. I'm like, that kid is
feel like that
fucking gone.
Okay, this is when I would have left. I mean, that guy waited way too long. When that box all of a sudden showed up, like when he figured out that box like wasn't in the crime scene, I would have been like, okay, it's time to go. We're out. By the way, he's just watching them. I'm like, call the cops, man. And then he did. And then he was like, nope. And then I was like, hey, you're way too far, man.
Dude, that
box didn't matter. It didn't matter because that was the whole point when you go back to another house. So he was dead. He was already dead.
I'm with you, Rob. Like the whole time, I'm like, get the fuck out of the house. Why are you not leaving this house? And then he turns out to you find out.
That's what triggers the murders.
That's what triggers the murder. So he was screwed. He was screwed either way. Yeah. It would have been better if he would have just stayed in the house.
Yeah, but I wouldn't stay in the house. I was getting out too.
Did you guys have a favorite murder scene?
Yeah. No.
I did.
Oh,
What?
I'll
No?
tell you. Mine. Can I go first?
I don't even
Yeah.
want to repeat that out loud. What you just asked,
dude.
What a favorite murder? That's what horror horror fans are here
that
for.
makes
We're
no
here to
sense.
see the killing. The
No,
brutal
I'm
killing.
not. I don't want to
Dude.
see it. I don't want to see murders.
It's got to be.
I do when they're fake.
I know. Sean's got to have the same one as me. That fucking lawnmower.
The lawnmower scene.
Fucking fuck me up, dude. That was the worst one. Dude, that one threw me. I was like, God, fuck, damn it.
And that sound that plays like when that first like person shows up on screen, because you could barely see what's going on. You just see the lawnmower going, and then you see that first person. Then they play that sound effect, and you're just like, "Oh, good God!"
that one got me bad, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't like that one, Rob?
No, I didn't like any of them.
Dude, and the lawnmower, it just had it had like the flashlight just on like the top of the lawnmower, so you could see like the top of the lawnmower, great, and then a little bit of grass around it, and then all of a sudden it runs over that one kid, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, dude.
Yeah.
God.
Well, I didn't think of the kids either, because he said, Vincent, whatever his name is, he said that he eats the kids, or a kitty.
Right.
So
they did throw you off.
Yeah, it threw me off too. So
they threw you off too, because they kept talking about the kids were missing, and then like he said that
assume that they got eaten.
They consume the kids or whatever, and so and then you just kind of assume when you saw the dead kids, you were just kind of like, oh, those are the kids who died by Bagul or whatever killed them or whatever. But yeah, even the opening scene was like, that's what the opening scene sucked me in right away. Like there was like when the whole family's getting lynched, like slowly. I was like, okay, I'm on board for this.
Yeah,
because you are
again, I was thinking it was going to be like, what's that?
You are a sick individual.
I don't think so. But it was in that era of The Conjuring and Insidious and all these garbage ass fucking horror movies. So I probably didn't watch it the same year. I don't know how long it took me to get to it now that I think about it. Because I thought it was going to be in that, part of that milieu, however you say that. I kind of avoided it. And then I think one day, it was probably around Halloween, I was just like, all right, I want a new horror movie. I'm going to watch this one. I didn't really know anything about it. And I just hoped that it was going to be better than Conjuring and Insidious. And it was epically better than those movies, those piece of shit fucking PG-13 garbage fucking movies.
I mean, I talk
what
about.
rated was this? Was this R?
Yeah, of course it's R, dude.
I don't know.
See that hallway at the end? Like, that's not a PG-13 hallway.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't show the little kid axing him, but
Did you see the hallway though?
Like, way too much blood. That movie should be PG-45. That's what that movie should fucking be. I'm like Sean. Hey man, like I haven't watched horror in a while. I want to get back into horror. And he fucking gives me this. I'm like, thanks. Dude, I didn't, Rob, I don't know about you, but dude, I didn't, that opening scene was horrifying, dude. I was like, I don't know if I can get through this movie. And that was the first 12 seconds,
Yes.
That was completely.
I love hearing all this. I love this. To me, that's a solid horror flick when you're just like, fuck, what have I got myself into?
Yeah.
That makes it good.
And what is with the fucking, the
soundtrack?
Yeah, like
the soundtrack was great.
When they go into each murder, they'll play somebody like chanting shit, but you can't understand it, but they're saying something. I think one of them I finally figured out was like a countdown. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. But that was just, it was so fucking creepy and horrifying. I couldn't believe I made it through. It was bad.
And you watched it on a dude, we have to imagine now, but what if you had watched it alone in your theater room?
It's like what Rob said. I would have died. I would have fucking died.
I'm so disappointed because those audio cues, like I watched it on my big ass TV, full surround sound, subwoofers booming. Those sound cues make a huge difference when you've got the bass and everything, including the music too. Like it's very bass heavy soundtrack.
My AirPods are pretty good, dude. My AirPods.
Yeah, they're not the same as your fucking. I've had AirPods and I've been in your home theater.
Yeah.
Not comparable.
No,
there's a
hey,
big,
man,
there's a big difference.
I
there.
told you because I'm ashamed. That's why I told you.
Oh,
I'm ashamed of myself.
Your penance is you have to watch it again
Yeah,
by yourself, and you have to watch it starting at midnight.
No,
and everybody has to be in bed.
How many, like your TV screen upstairs? How many iPhones do you think you could put in that TV screen?
Right? It's got. I don't even know.
I'm looking at it right now. Probably about 100 at least.
No, probably more than that.
Dude, it's probably 800.
Nah,
I'd say at least 300.
Anyway,
anyway,
I was horrified. Still not my scariest movie though. The Ring and Blair Witch were still more terrifying to me. But I think if I would have watched this one at the time I watched those other two, I think it would have been.
This was up there with The Ring, man. That's pretty fucking spooky.
I thought this was I wasn't really impressed by The Ring, but I had also seen Ringu beforehand.
Yeah, well, the goddamn telephone rang after I got done watching that. It scared the fuck out of me.
Well, I had seen that it's based on a Japanese movie called Ringu, and I had seen that already, which was good too. And The Ring was good, but it wasn't. It was only PG-13, I think. It just didn't have it didn't scare me enough. I hate when ghosts come out and they just don't do anything. Like they just stand there and stuff. Like I know this movie had that, but it was kind of it's a different reason.
Yeah, they came out at the end. Jeez.
Well, they
come out
and
they had already done something.
Yeah,
they had already done something, and they were clearly part of, like you said, getting that girl involved in their little cult there. Mm-hmm. So like that's kind of terrifying on its own.
I thought that was pretty unique, though. That
yeah.
The house thing, the detective called and said, hey, I figured out what he's have in common. They lived in this house, then those lived. I was like, right. Oh shit, there we go. There's the connection.
Was that detective kid? Was he part of? Was he a writer or was he just bad at acting? Like was he thrown in there? Was that the director?
Actor. He was in the recent It movies too.
Oh, was he? Okay.
I think he was playing it fine. Like he was a fanboy of that guy.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what he was.
He was a bad actor.
But I mean, I thought he seemed like a fanboy of that guy. I mean, I thought he did all right.
All right, star ratings. This is a 4-star movie for me. Steve, what do you think?
This is 3.5 for me.
Oh shit, yeah. Rob?
I'll give it a 3, but it's probably a 4. But I hate scary movies, so I can't give it a 4.
I'm surprised you gave it anything past a 1.
It was a good story, man. I mean, I just don't like being scared shitless.
And it was I thought it was well done. Like the relationship between Ethan Hawke and his wife and his kids. It was all very down to earth and believable. It's a great story
and well acted, and it just was a scary movie. That's all. That's why I take 1 point off. Scary movie, 1 point off. But otherwise, it was very well done.
Good story and great psychological horror. I mean,
Jesus,
that's my favorite. That's what gets me every time. You can have a Freddy movie all day and I'll be fine. But when you start getting in, fucking with my head, it's over, man. It's over.
Dude, see, the nightmare movies were scary, especially as a kid, because the idea that going to sleep is the most dangerous time is pretty terrifying as a kid. We'll have to watch Nightmare on Elm Street 3 one day. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's definitely a good concept. That's a good concept. The family, a child killing the family. That's fucked up too.
Yeah, that was a great twist, and I also love that she followed through with it at the end. There was no hero. There was no final girl. I mean, I guess technically she was the final girl
until the next one.
So the second one, I don't even remember.
House.
The Sinister 2 I watched, I don't even remember it.
How do you beat the killers? You just stay in that house? You're like, I got you.
Yeah, I guess you just stay haunted.
Yeah, but you're getting haunted. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but over a while, eventually you'd be like, all right, you're not killing me, so I guess I'm used to it.
But also,
but you don't know that.
Yeah, I know.
Also, maybe it's not a hard rule that you have to move.
Here's an idea. Nobody else live in that house.
Hey,
dude, how fucked up was it that he he actually moved into that house that he was in.
And didn't
that
tell
right
his wife.
Didn't tell his wife.
Yeah.
That was the fucked up part.
That's the fucked up part. He didn't tell his wife that he moved
And he
in.
had
Now,
plenty of opportunities.
You realize that right away though, because they show that tree in the back,
Right.
in the backyard, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was something that was
missing the limb.
What is with what is with Ethan Hawke like not turning on lights at all? Like
right? That was a very dark movie.
Every room. I was like, turn on a goddamn light, man. It's like your
the power
office.
Went out that one time.
That one time. That was the only explanation for no lights. Every other time they just keep this house very dimly lit at all times.
Would you have fallen out of the attic like him at that moment?
Dude, I wouldn't have fucking made it. There's no way, man. I'm like, in the beginning, I would have listened to that cop. That's what I would have done. I'd be like, yeah.
Yes, officer, we're turning around now.
The end. That's my movie. Dude, I mean, that lawnmower, that got me so bad, dude. Like,
excellent.
And you know something's coming, And
it's
just... how quickly it happened, and the music that's playing at
the sound effect they used, like the sound cue, was really great.
All right.
Yeah. But I thought Rob would have been worse than me. It sounds like Rob he did better off than I did. So
I'm getting fucking older, I guess.
That's what I told Sean. It's just like I don't
like being scared. Still, it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't like being scared either, but I don't like being scared of stuff in real life. I don't mind a fictional horror movie. I love a fictional horror movie, but like I don't like true crime. I like, again, the fantasy stuff. I don't want the realistic stuff. Maggie's into the true crime and she'll be watching. And sometimes I'm just like, either I believe you the room, we have to turn this off. I don't want to know what he did to the kids. Like, it's so disgusting. It's so much worse when it's real life. But in a movie, it's fantastic. It's very. I like seeing what the creators, where their imaginations go, and how fucked up it is.
I don't like it that much.
I don't
need to know. I don't need to know where they go with it.
I'm a 44-year-old man, and I forgot to lock the front door. So, like, after watching this movie, I was still terrified. I was like, God damn it. And so you go through the house, you're trying to look down, you don't want to look in any mirrors, And I'm like, I gotta lock the door. I know the movie's not real. Like, I know this, but like I just can't. I'm like, dude, that boogeyman was scary as fuck, dude. Like, did you stay to the very end?
Off, I close my eyes and I see the fucking boogeyman. I'm like, fuck this.
Did you stay to the very end after the box?
Huh?
The final jump scare. Did you get the final jump scare?
Did you stay, or did you shut it off?
Where?
At the very end
of the movie.
They show the box.
Yeah, box showed up in the house with the film in it.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. No, the very last scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Like after, and
then
the
box
ghoul shows up. No, the ghoul shows up.
Oh no, I must have not.
He turned it off, dude. He turned it off.
Well, I saw the box and I was like, oh, okay, we're starting over again.
God.
He didn't even wait.
Really?
Rob was so scared, he didn't even wait for credits to roll. He just turned it off.
I thought it was over.
It's not over till the credits roll.
Oh my God!
No, they did show they started with the credits.
Oh my God!
I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't think so. No, they did not. He jumps out before the credits.
You missed the best jump scare at the end. Oh my God! I was cursing at Scott Derrickson. I was like, "You motherfucker!" Like you did not have to do that.
Was Brooklyn still awake at this point?
No, she was sleeping next to me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was like, really? This movie was about a girl who kills her family, and she's the same age as my daughter, and
very artistic,
and likes the same things as the kid in the movie. Like, really?
I love it. I fucking love it. It was so good.
Yeah, so that was awesome. That was awesome.
It's great.
I can't believe you didn't stay to that last fucking jump scare, Rob.
I believe Rob was like, I'm out, I'm done, it's over. I believe it's over, so it must be
made
over.
It that far, fuck you both.
Rob's like, I decided the movie is over,
and I didn't watch it on my phone.
I'm gonna send Rob.
What do you want from me?
I'm gonna send Rob those scary texts. like where they have people just jump out of the corner. You'll send them a video.
Right.
Yeah, there's something like I definitely am scared, but like there's some. It's just, I just love scary movies. Like I love feeling that. You know, you don't feel like that emotion anywhere watching a movie. You know,
right? It's
yeah,
great.
I don't like that emotion, being scared.
Yeah, neither
I
does
feel like it's cathartic. It's like a relief almost,
No,
because it's not real.
Really not.
It's not real, and I don't know. I've always
My
I've almost
fear
always
of
liked horror
God,
movies.
being raised religious, fearing the devil.
Well, yeah, that impacted me. Like watching Nightmare on Elm Street as a kid, watching horror movies as a kid, they were much scarier. One, I was a kid, so I had my imagination hadn't
Never
died
outgrew
yet.
that.
But you never. Rob's like, there's definitely a man in the sky, and he's definitely gonna let me into heaven. As long as I don't watch too many scary movies.
The devil thing.
The
supernatural devil part.
Man, I definitely was. I was fearing something on the way to lock the door. I'll tell you that. I was like, "Yep." I was like, "Ghosts exist." Nailed it.
You're like, "Fuck you, Bagul. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Bagul. You're not gonna get me because I'm gonna stare at the floor."
Bagul. I thought he could have had a better name. I thought his name was kind
of his name sucked. It was horrible.
Kind of childish.
It was almost comedic.
It might be a reference to something or inspired.
Yeah, the Boogeyman.
Well, yeah, but I just being like, I don't know. It could be from some other culture.
What they call it in John Wick, Baba Ganoush or something like that.
Baba Ganoush.
What they call
the Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga was actually much more accurately portrayed.
Yeah.
In the 2019 Hellboy movie.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga is like that chicken house lady. That's Baba Yaga. It's not Boogeyman. For those who think that means Boogeyman, it does not. But yeah, 4 stars. I hope you watched. I should have said something before we started in on it to just say like you should watch this movie before we talk about it because we just spoiled everything.
Wait a minute.
I know I gave a spoiler alert.
What movie has scared you the most? What is your scariest movie?
As a kid, it was. As a kid, it was probably the first Evil Dead. That movie scared the crap out of me, so I fell in love with it.
That's pretty scary.
What about you?
That was
The Ring.
I hate them all.
Blair Witch really fucked with me.
Blair Witch was really scary.
I
think what scared me about Evil Dead wasn't the gore. It was the one scene that really stuck with me when I saw it was when if you guys have seen the first one, we did it on the podcast, right?
Yeah, we did the first.
I couldn't remember if we did. Okay,
the what
is
Evil Dead?
Oh yeah,
when the Evil Dead takes over people, it like fucks with them instead. It fucks with they like fuck with the other people psychologically instead of just killing them. And then that one, like when his girlfriend got possessed, or maybe it was his sister, and she's just sitting on the floor laughing and just like bobbing her head, and she's not doing anything. And I was just like, that for some reason was so much scarier than the killing. It was just the idea that it was just taking joy in taunting you and terrifying you, and knowing that even if you killed it, it would still move on to someone else. You know,
it was like that kid in the box in Sinister, man. I was like, who is this chick with no nipples? And why is she fucking screaming?
that was a good scare.
Not no nipples. I meant no breasts. I'm sorry, dude. That was horrifying.
Evil Dead's the sound effects in that movie are really fucking good too.
Yeah,
you know, like the wind whipping, and you know they got the showing of the camera. It really adds.
And they never show you like the actual Evil Dead itself. They just, you see when it possesses people. And then that practical makeup, even though it was incredibly low budget, like, it wasn't even a $500,000 movie.
Back in the day, though, that was really good, man.
Well, it was terrifying, though. There's something, it's like when we watch They Live, there's something really scary about that low budget horror makeup. I don't know what it is. It's like when they get too detailed, you're just like, oh, that's an effect. But when it looks like that, you're just, I don't know. There's just something in my brain, some sort of cognitive dissonance where I'm just like, that's terrifying. I don't know why, but that thing looks terrifying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the reason why, because it was terrifying.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm glad Rob got through. I'm so disappointed you guys pussed out and watched them on the tiniest screens you could
Oh
find.
man, yeah, I definitely pussed out, dude. I mean, I have the perfect setup, and I was too scared. I was like, I'm gonna stay down. I'm gonna stay down here with the safety of my daughter, only to find out she's a fucking brutal murderer and is gonna kill me in my sleep with a fucking axe.
I will pat myself on the back a little bit and say I do have really good taste in horror movies. I think, like, I'm usually, I mean, there's been sometimes I've made recommendations where people are like, I didn't really find it that scary, but for the most part, I'm pretty solid at picking it
Yeah, you could
genuinely
pick
scary.
anything in that genre, and I'll be scared. So
No, that's not true. There's some really bad shit out there that's not remotely scary. Like, go watch The Conjuring. Like, god damn, that was so stupid,
nope.
so fucking bad. Like, I hate when like there. I thought that's what Sinister was going to be like. With this whole trend that's been going on for 10 years or more, where basically everything that happens on screen is literally for the sake of the audience and the audience only. Like, a ghost pops up, it's a jump scare, but it doesn't do anything. It's just there to scare the audience.
Oh,
It doesn't do a fucking thing. It's not serving any purpose other than to scare the audience. It's like the chick, she's like bending over, getting her stuff out of the dryer repeatedly, so something's going to happen. And then, ta-da! And the ghost is just like, but she can't hear it or see it, so it doesn't matter. It's not doing anything. Like, that's pointless. It's fucking pointless. The ghosts and Ghostbusters are more scary.
yeah.
Like, have the ghost do something, make it a threat. And that's what this movie did, in that, and again, you learn it at the end, like they show the little kids, and then they have that whole scene where they're showing little kids and they're not doing anything. And then you're like, all of a sudden you're like, well, I guess they're not supposed to be scary.
Yeah.
You just kind of feel bad for them. But then, like you said, the scene with the little girl painting on her wall, and then at the end you realized, oh my God, they did serve a purpose, like they were doing
yeah,
something.
I would say.
and it's like
they were planting the Super 8 player and all that in the films and everything, like they did stuff.
And the kid too, his son, like he's got night terrors, so there's a reason why he's out there in the bushes freaking me the fuck out,
Right. Well, again, I think they were going after both of them, and it worked. The daughter worked on her first, so you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, that second time, like the box got me really bad, and then also when he was out there in the bushes with just his face popping out, and that's what I was telling you. I was like, I have to put this kid up for adoption. Like at that point, I'm like, I'm sorry, like you have to go. I can't deal with this.
So at the end of the movie, when he's drinking his drink and he like passes out, like, did you know what was happening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, they showed a little.
By that time,
I green slime in it or something too. As soon as he gets off,
yeah.
Oh man.
And they said they were all like there was some type of toxin.
Did you think there was any chance of escape?
No, I knew.
No, because you said you really liked the movie, and I thought if it was a happy ending, I was like, "There's no way." I'm like, all these bitches are dying.
Everybody's dead. There are no heroes here. No heroes in this horror movie. Yeah, those are the ones that typically
to be honest, I mean, that's a good ending. Like,
oh yeah, that is the ending to go with for sure.
That's the perfect ending right there. Like,
yeah,
well, that's the whole point, though. It continues.
You know what movie? I can't say it scared me, but in a different way. And speaking of good endings, was The Mist. Like that, the way that movie ended fucked me up. Dude, for a minute.
That's another one where like there's nothing happy there.
Yeah, and like that one had a real impact. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Maggie loves The Mist. Oh, she can't hear me. She's supposed to have her earbuds in.
No, I know. I'm laughing because I know she hates that movie.
Oh yeah. Like if I'm scrolling through Netflix and my cursor hovers over The Mist, she threatens me with divorce. Like, it's like even if I'm just reading what else is on the screen, she's like, no.
I'm just reading.
Right. Like, I didn't even realize it was there. Sorry. I didn't mean to make you look at the words The Mist. My bad.
Yeah, I mean that was a great horror film, man.
Yeah. And like that moment was that was one of the best endings. Doesn't
So
get more horrifying than that.
So what horror movie are you making Rob watch in 2 weeks?
It's all horror from here on out, baby. From now till November.
Rob, I thought you were going to be a lot worse off than you are. I think you did a good job, man. I think you did.
I think you guys should, again, I think I said this last week, just screen it at Steve's house on the big screen. You guys can hold hands and be scared together. It'll take the edge off. And that way you can enjoy the horror movie and talk each other down afterwards.
And we both die. Like Kristen would come upstairs and my brother and I would be dead holding hands.
I picture, more realistically, I just picture Kristen like downstairs, like reading, and then she just hears sobbing. She's like, what's going on up there? And it's just you guys crying. All right. Did you guys watch the Scott Pilgrim trailer?
Oh, you sent it to me. I didn't watch it.
No.
That looks good. That comes out in November. Animated take on the Scott Pilgrim comic book with basically the entire cast of the movie doing the voices. Looks fantastic.
And it looks exactly like the comic characters.
Exactly like the comic, yeah.
That was awesome.
Looks like an incredible adaptation. If we visited this last week, correct me, but I know Rob had mentioned that Gal Gadot had said that James Gunn told her that she would be involved in producing a new Wonder Woman movie. And I said, I feel like that might be her spreading rumors. Turns out it's just her spreading rumors and I think actors do that to try to drum up interest, get the fan base riled up in the hopes of scoring a gig, basically.
And why wouldn't you when you have the most psychotic fan base in history, the Snyder Bros?
Right. That's who you want.
Well, from what I read, it sounded like if they do one, they never said no. You know, it did sound like they actually included her, but
I don't think they talked to her about it at all.
They did. You think she totally made the whole thing up?
I think either it was a misunderstanding. I know they talked to her, but it just didn't make sense with what James Gunn has announced as far as the DC universe moving forward. It's like, well, there's no mention of that in what he said. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't, keep things from us. They don't, he has no obligation to tell us everything that they have going on behind the scenes. But it also didn't jibe with this whole thing where you could tell he's trying to remove, he's trying to separate his universe from the Snyderverse. He wants as little carryover as possible. And like Logan said, it's like, if they didn't keep Henry Cavill, which had, he had a ton of fan love behind him and fan support.
He was
what
a
are the
good
chances
Superman.
they're going to keep?
Yeah.
The chances they're going to keep Gal Gadot don't make sense. Everybody liked Gal Gadot, but they didn't have that passion that everybody seemed to love Henry Cavill.
So they're just coming out with the second Aquaman movie, and then that's it. They're just going to ignore it.
I'm hoping they kill Aquaman. I guess this movie has had a ton of reshoots, probably because it's Aquaman, and you can't make a good Aquaman movie. But
is
they've been
Amber
doing tons
Heard in it.
I have no idea.
This is only the second Aquaman, right?
Yeah.
Man,
it's
that first one.
I'm just like, what if it really does good? Like, what if it does like $1.5 billion?
I don't think it will. I don't see that happening. I don't know what stars aligned to make the first one hit. But something happened that made people go see that. I don't know if because it was a precursor to something else, maybe because it was a precursor to Justice League. I can't remember if it came out before or after.
I think it was Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa's never pulled in that many. Like, nobody went and saw Conan the Barbarian when he was in it. I know people like him, but even The Rock, who supposedly is this huge star, doesn't pull that many people. So something happened. The stars aligned. A sacrifice was made. Somebody made a deal with Bagul. Something happened to make Aquaman a hit. I don't know, because again, it's kind of like Avatar too, where no one talks about it. There's no merchandise. It was this huge moneymaker, and no one cares about it. No one has any emotional ties to it. No one cares about Aquaman. It didn't create a resurgence for the character the same way Tim Burton's 1989 Batman did for Batman, even though this was the biggest DC movie ever, but it had no actual impact at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't.
So you're thinking it's just going to come out and then that's the end of Aquaman?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I hope they kill him off because I really want to see him as Lobo. Like whatever you got to do to make him be Lobo, just make him be Lobo. I think he'd be so perfect for Lobo, and I know Jason Momoa feels the same way, and James Gunn might too. I don't know.
Dude, and James Gunn could do it he could make Aquaman Lobo in a comedic way,
Or just kill Aquaman, make it sad. I don't fucking care. It's Aquaman. Who gives a fuck? Like it's one of the dumbest characters ever.
You really want to see him die?
Yes, just fucking kill him off. Send him into a different universe. I don't care what you do.
Sounds like, can we get a "What's in the box" scene?
Right, it's Jason Momoa's
what I'm so confused about is Flash was the end of the Snyderverse, but yet we have Blue Beetle and Aquaman. So,
right, I don't know.
How this.
They might just fit in the timeline somewhere else. They might just say this all happened before.
Yeah,
the Flash.
So it's not the last movie then. I mean,
I don't know. This Aquaman movie looks so. I mean, I haven't seen anything from it. It's Aquaman. It can't be.
Have they even showed? Impossible. When's it coming out?
I think it was scheduled for December. I don't know if it got pushed back because I know a lot of movies got pushed back because of the writer's strike. But last I heard, it was December, but that might have changed.
I mean, from watching Blue Beetle, like I want to see it, but I can also see it not being good. So
I think it'll be fine. I don't expect it to be great. I expect it to be good, but it's at the same time, like I love that Xolo Maridueña, the kid from Cobra Kai. I think the suit looks great. I'm glad they're doing the suit properly. That they're going all out.
Just like the Young Justice cartoon suit. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah. Well,
I know Blue Beetle from Young Justice, so
yeah. So
he's a cool character.
They're doing the comic design suit. It reminds me very much of Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man.
Am I the only one thinking this? Like, this movie could be really shitty. Like,
no,
I think it'll just be fine. I don't think it'll be great, and I don't think it'll be bad. I think it'll be fine.
I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster.
I think it has the potential to go either way. Like, I didn't see anything so riveting story-wise in the trailer that I'm like, oh, this is definitely going to be a hit.
No, that's not what I'm saying either. I said it's probably going to be fine. Like, it's probably going to be. I don't think it'll be any worse than a 5 out of 10. I think it'll be at worst. It'll be middle of the road. I don't think it'll be bad. I don't think it's going to be great. I'm hoping it's like a 7 out of 10. That's about the most I'm hoping out of it. It doesn't look amazing or groundbreaking or anything, but if the cast is likable, if the motivations are relatable, if the villain's good, then it could be a solid flick. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're not breaking any new ground here or anything. Like I said, it very much looks like a Spider-Man movie, which is the reason I think it looks fine, because I like that idiom, So I think I'll enjoy this on some level
when it comes to home video.
Right, most likely, unless somebody takes pity on me and wants to see it in the theater. I don't. It comes out this month, right?
Like I think it's out already.
Oh no, I don't think it's out.
No, this Friday.
I think it.
Okay.
It
comes out this Friday.
I thought I read it was out. The sneak peek was already out.
There might be a sneak peek, but that's not a release though.
It's this Friday. I already know. It's this Friday. I've seen commercials. I was watching Messi in soccer, and there was a commercial this Friday.
So yeah, like I said, I know it's not out yet. Like it hasn't released yet.
So nobody is going to the theater, or are you going, Rob? I'm going.
They're looking at a 30 million debut. So yeah, it's not out yet.
It's gonna fucking tank, dude.
30 million is very low.
It's so gonna tank.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna be a hit, but I think it'll be entertaining for me.
So we don't have to worry about Blue Beetle in the James Gunn universe then.
I hope he is though, because again, I really like that kid.
I do
and
too.
The design, and I don't know necessarily that it'll warrant a sequel, but if they do a team move, maybe he could show up as a team member somewhere.
Yeah.
I would like
Gal Gadot will force her way in. She's like, "I'm still in this."
I am Wonder Woman.
He's in Wonder Woman 3.
I always hear, I don't know why, but whenever she speaks, she's like the female Borat. Like her accent sounds so fucking dumb to me.
Very
I'm Wonder Woman.
Very nice.
I'm very nice lasso.
Yeah, she really wants to keep this thing alive. I guess she really enjoys playing.
Actors want to get paid. They want gigs.
Yeah,
that's really all it comes down to.
I would too.
She got a movie out on Netflix, some spy thriller.
Yeah, I think she's very pretty. She's an okay actress.
Yeah, she's not great.
She's okay. She's fine. I have nothing against her, but she doesn't, like Brie Larson brings, some personality, some charm. Gal Gadot just always makes faces like she's doing like a Maybelline commercial or something. I don't know. It just doesn't have a lot of range.
I picture her showing up in all the future DC movies like Bagul. Just like her face comes, her face comes out from the side of the screen. I mean, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't got anything against her either. I enjoyed the first Wonder Woman movie, so.
Right. It was solid. It was a solidly entertaining movie. And that's what I think Blue Beetle's going to be, about on par. Hopefully it has a much better villain. That third act was so fucking awful. But anyway, all right, so let's I have the comic picked out for next week. It is on Comixology. It is called Preacher, Volume 1, Gone to Texas. We're going to read that.
Yeah. That was one of the first comic books Sean got me, or graphic novel. He got me Dark Knight Returns and he got me Preacher. I can't remember which one was first, but
I might have bought them at the same time. I don't even know. But that was about 47 years ago.
Right.
I first tried to get Steve into comics, and he was like, no, I have to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the dumbest show I've ever seen.
I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm playing sports.
Don't tell the dogs.
You can see it from the window.
All right, so Preacher, Gone to Texas. Anything you guys want to add before we dip out here?
Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is really good, and fuck you.
No, it's not.
That's what I want to add.
Very entertaining.
It was It was
blah blah blah.
It wasn't Sopranos. This was very 90s TV.
You're right. Good. It's not a mobster flick. It's a vampire flick.
No, I mean it's not well written, well acted, or shot well.
Don't you fucking diss my boy Giles, motherfucker. He's a fine British. What was
that guy? The guy I hated the most was Xander. I fucking hated that character.
Okay,
so
well,
much.
I won't argue there about Xander.
God damn. But also, again, I hate vampires. Vampires are the dumbest villain. That's why I like What We Do in the Shadows, because I'm like, yes, vampires are dumb as shit. That's exactly right. They're dumb.
Have you caught up to that?
No, I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched any from this season?
No.
Oh my god!
I'm still like from last season.
This season is better than last season.
But all right, we're gonna head out. We'll be back next week. Thank you for listening.
See ya.
Ciao.